Hi, I'm Ian Rufal, welcome to Get Gardening, and in this video I'm answering a question that we had from Supriya about what to do with the bulbs after they've been in pots in your bulb lasagna. Well, there's a number of things that you can do. The first thing is you can actually leave that lasagna for 2 or 3 years in the pot that it's in quite happily, and then you can actually use that pot, the surface above the bulbs, to plant other seasonal plants in. So that would involve just scraping off the top compost that was there, putting fresh compost back on the bulb lasagna, and then just planting it up with seasonal bedding plants or seasonal container plants. But I wouldn't leave it any more than probably 3 years, because after that time the structure of the compost will start to break down, and because you've got so many bulbs in a pot, they may well be struggling for nutrition. So you will find over time that the amount of flowers that you get and the size of those flowers will probably deplete over those sort of 3 years. The other thing you can do, and we did it here with some of the hyacinths we had in containers at the vicarage, is that we actually lifted them after they'd flowered, because we wanted to put lots of seasonal bedding in and big display plants in. And this is a hyacinth called Anastasia, and we've simply chucked them into pots to dry out, for the roots they had on to dry back, for the actual bulb itself to take back any more nutrition from the top foliage. And these have been sitting in just this black bucket down here quite happily right the way through the summer months. And what we'll do now, and you can see it's the time to do it, is we will now think about planting these in containers again, because they've got those little white roots forming. We may well put some out in the garden. Anastasia is a very, very good hyacinth, very close to the wild hyacinths, and we were thinking about putting many of these out in the borders, just to put them in as drift to the front of borders, but some may go in containers. And then if we want to take the ones out of containers again and store them dry, we can do, and the process continues. The other thing you can do is, once your bulbs have sort of finished and done their thing, feel free to throw them away if you want. If you don't want to keep them, you don't have to. You know, and sometimes some of the tulips in particular, the large showy hybrids, they don't always come back well the following year. They've been nurtured in a good Dutch nursery, and we can't always replicate those conditions at home. So don't worry if they haven't done quite as well as you expected. You can throw them away and you can buy new ones. So a few things you can do there with your bulb lasagna, but all is not lost. They will have another life in some way, shape or form.